Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsha Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnang Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I salute Lord Sri Krishna, the world teacher, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, and the supreme bliss of Mother Devaki. Our salutations to him. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are on the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and we are Jnana Karma, talking about Jnana and Karma, how they can be reconciled in life. And we were on the verse number 14. Now we will read today 15. We have read before that very important issue. In our life, karma is a very important factor. We all have to do work. Whether we meditate or not, whether we do devotional practice or not, our life is, everyone's life is centered around doing some karma, work. But what work? And what work is a bondage, and what type of work can make us free? We do our work and we get into bondage. But work can be done in a way that will lead us to the path of freedom, freedom from all shackles of bondage, and attaining to that peace, perfect peace. So Sri Ramakrishna here, Sri Krishna says that, look at me, I am working day and night, but I don't get bound into anything. While working, at the same time feeling the freedom. So work can be done in such a way that it will lead us to total freedom from all bondage. So he says, I have created 4 classes of people in the world, and according to their quality and according to their tendencies and according to their nature. But I have created, but I have not done nothing. Anything created means I get involved into it. Of course I get involved into it, but I know I am not the doer. I am just an instrument. Tasya kartaramapi, even I am the karta, the designer of entire activity, the entire world I created. But I don't do anything. Even I have done, I don't do anything. That's a big, huge statement. Anything we do, we are involved. Naturally, I did it. But I did it. But I don't do. This I, the small I, is gone. Instrument, look at an instrument. Big engine is working so hard. But engine has no ego. It does not take the credit, I did so much. And it does so much work which is humanly impossible. So when there is work without ego, then that becomes egoless work and smooth, and there you don't get attached to anything, its net result, good or bad. You have to do, you have done, finished, hands off. We have to do only. In our life's journey, everything appearing before our life. Today, this situation came. Okay, do your duty, hands off. Next point, another problem comes. Okay, do your things, hands off. But we cannot, that's why we carry on the pain and suffering of all those involvements, It's sometimes it is sometimes unbearable pain, sometimes little joy of success. But joy of success is, if you take joy of success, the suffering will also come, failure. But Bhagavan says that I have created this entire universe, I have created the social systems, and being the creator of that, I am uninvolved. Uninvolved creation, that's a beautiful term. A very difficult task for us. That's why the 24th verse we read the other day, last time, that namang karmani limpanti. To me, on page number 285 or 286 better, namang karmani limpanti name karma phalespriha. This karmani, the karma actions, don't taint me. It does not touch me. And I have no intention, desire its results, what result comes, good or bad. I did it most sincerely. Whatever I can do, to the best of my ability. And what happens? Let it happen. So, iti me mang yobhijananti. If in this way one knows God himself, how the God has created this universe, how much ego she should have. But he says, I have no ego. I did it only out of fun, like a children do things, create the castle, sand castle on the beach, and how seriously they do everything, but they don't get attached to it. So this is the way of living in the world, and to know God is unattached. That's why people sometimes say, so much suffering, what God was doing. He is just doing, means his presence, he does what is necessary, comes in front, as we do. Something comes in our life. We feel hungry, we go and start cooking. You want to have some need, you go to the shopping. You do as small examples. So in life, whatever comes, do and hands off, do and hands off, do and hands off. I have nothing to this world will continue without me. If someone dies at this moment, world will stop for that person because he or she was trying to do something good. Good or bad, matters little. The world will continue. We get involved and we are crushed under the wheel of this attachment. So, Bhagavan says that nor do action taint me, page 286, 14, nor do actions taint me, nor is the fruit of action desired by me. I don't expect any fruit, result. Whatever comes, okay. But that does not mean we should not have a goal. We have a goal. And I do the target, I do my best with all my ability, but totally focused on work, not what is coming. End result will come, whatever. But I tried my best, I cannot do anything more. So there is my input and result comes. You can say God's will. Thank you. Good, bad, name or no name, appreciation or no appreciation. Who cares? World is too big. World is, for the 4.7 or 4.5, how much is the world population now? So this much is there. Who am I? So I don't get involved. So that was the last time we read. And the note says, karma produced modification of the mind in ego sense. I do, I enjoy. These are attributes such as they are the modifications. But the Lord, God, is free from ego. He is therefore untainted by any action. It is desire which one seeks a thing not no one's own. The Lord has everything contained in Him. He transcends them all. He does not need anything. God is all fulfilled. So He does not need anything, but He works. But He works for fun. Therefore, he has nothing to desire, that is nothing to lose. The spiritual aspirant, we, who come to know this glory of the Lord, would like we to himself. That means we should be, he is our ideal. So, as he works, he did everything, and at the same time becomes detached and enjoys the freedom of life, joy of life. So we should follow that same path. Do everything what comes in life. Just doing and let go everything. Give it to God. Hands off. And you enjoy the life. Did they who knew the actionlessness of the Lord neglect their duty? That's the next question. 15 verse preambling. The Lord deals with that. That means, because God does not do any action, actionlessness of state, so we should neglect our duty? No, we do our duty. And that's why he says, Evam gatva kritam karma purvairapi mumokshavi kuru karmaiva tasmatang purvai purvatarang kritam. Evam gatva, knowing such, kritam karma, the old generation of people, having known thus, the ancient seekers of truth, they have worked like that. Seekers after freedom performed actions. King Janaka is a king, but he performed the actions, all kingly duties, just with this attitude. What is to be done, done, hands off. With that, they attain freedom, they attain liberty, they attain God realization. Therefore, Bhagavan says, therefore do you perform action, as did the ancient in the olden times. How to do that work? This is the example. Practice the way the ancient seekers of truth did the work, being involved in life's action, not becoming actionless. Many people think the world is evil, so let us go to somewhere in some forest. You go to the forest, there will be forest evils. Wherever you go, there are mixture of good and bad. And good and bad will not change, the world will continue. Only we have to make some way out, so that we see how we are not trapped into that suffering. So this is the way of doing karma. It's a very important factor, because as we all are involved in karma, we must learn this process of enjoyment of our freedom and peace, being involved in all actions and duties and responsibilities. That's why Krishna himself is life. He was a kingmaker. He is God himself. But he involved into everything what is a duty, and supporting what is righteous, resisting what is not non-righteous, helping them who are good, fighting against them who are bad. But even then, things will go on, continue. So you be free. So that is the idea. But now, so this 15th verse guides us that you be in the world, evam gyatva, knowing that me, I am actionless, I am involved, nothing. I am here, but I am not here. I do all actions, but I don't do any action, because I don't feel it is my action. I don't involve myself. But full attention is there. Like the child is fully attentive while building the castle, sand castle, no? With so much attention, full attention, very serious. And then when mommy calls, hey, let us go, all the structure remain over there, and then come back smilingly. No attachment, building so much things with seriousness. That's why God is like a child. He teaches us how to work. Do things, no expectation. Do the best, and then smile and enjoy. So, evam gyatva, knowing such, that how the olden days the people have performed their duties, you also follow the same path. He is asking us, all of us. Bhagavan Krishna is saying, Evam gyatta, knowing such kritam karma purvairapi mumukshuvi. All the seekers of truth, mumukshu means seekers of truth. The people who wanted to get liberation and get freedom from all bondage, they have practiced this way. You also do follow their footsteps, as they have done with action, fully involved into it, at the same time, no attachment, detached. This is the way of success. Now we have to know, now we have to know the 16th verse on page 287. King karma kim akarmeti kavayo upiyatra mohita. King karma. What is karma? King karma kim akarmeti kavayo upiyatra mohita. Kavayo means the kobis. Even realized people, intelligent people, men of wisdom, very highly intellectual people, they understand. They don't understand, they get deluded. What is to be done? What is karma? What is not to be done? King karma, kim akarma. It is not karma, actionlessness. What is action? Karma. And akarma, opposite of the action, actionlessness. What is actionlessness? Means peace. What is karma? They don't understand. Tatte karma pravakshami. Therefore I will teach you. Tat te, O Arjuna, to you I will teach you. Pravakshami. Jajgatva mokshase ashubhat. Knowing which, jajgatva, knowing which, you will be moksha, you will be liberated from all negativity, all evil. So, sages too are perplexed as to what is action and what inaction is. Therefore I shall tell you what action is, by knowing which you shall be freed from all evil. Evil means what? What is evil? In Vedanta there is no evil. Evil is ignorance. Evil is this identification with our body-mind. Evil is this attaching to this suffering and pain and little fun and joy. We are divine, so no attachment to all these things. That's the freedom, that's the evil, to get out of the evil. Evil of life, we are infinite, we are birthless, we are deathless. We forgot that, and we are limited in the body-mind. So all the body-mind actions, pains and sufferings, joys and whatever, everything is so serious for us, and we are involved into it, and we lose our balance in there. So that is the evil. To get out of the evil, what is the way? This is the way. That knowing, you have to know what is karma, action, and what is actionless. Actionless state is undisturbed state. When this ocean is perfectly calm, there is no action. And action starts when the ripple and bubble and move, waves and big waves and turmoil starts there. And big turmoil is like tsunami starts. The huge transformation. So starting from the ripple to that highest range is all disturbing. That is action. Can you see inaction all this activity of the ocean? There is calm ocean, sea. Can you see the ocean, calm, undisturbed ocean? That means undisturbed. It is a play going on the surface, but we are all calm and serene in our nature to see little down the waves. So then the waves will be there, but it will not disturb. And the wave is also in a very little part of the ocean in comparison to the vast amount of water content in the ocean. How much part is only playing in the role of waves and ripples and bubbles. So similarly, I am that infinite. It is a fun play going on this surface of me. It's my fun. I am not to be involved. Dive deep and see the calmness. This is inaction. So I shall tell you what is the action, what is inaction. But again, Action means world, inaction means Brahman, God, undisturbed reality. Action, as we are digressed by our every physical action, mental action, intellectual action, emotional action, they are all in the range of action. But which is actionless, calm, serene, peaceful, everlasting consciousness and bliss. So that is called inaction, state of inaction. And now we are in action, forgetting that we have no consciousness of that inaction state. But we are involved into action. But in action, inaction, you have to see. And in inaction, action. That is a very contradictory term. We'll next verse talks about that. Next 17 verse on page 288. The karmano hiyopi buddhavyam buddhyabhancha vikarmana karmano pihi buddhavyam buddhyabhancha vikarmana akarmanascha buddhavyam gahana karmano guti. He says, karmano pihi buddhavyam. What is action? We have to understand. It is needful to understand or discriminate what is action and what is action, what is inaction, and what is forbidden action. Actions are three types. Action is divided into good and bad. So one action, king, what is karma, no? The actions, opi, also to be Buddha, should be known. How? As bikarmana means what is forbidden action. Action, forbidden action, and actionless. Three states are there. So we have to know bikarmanascha buddhavan and akarmana, the inaction. So we have to understand action, forbidden action, and inaction. Understand? Action, what we are doing every day, action, and what are forbidden action, which will take us to the more ignorant state, and then actionless state where there is no disturbance, it is all peace and abiding peace. So Bhagavan says, Krishna says, it is needful to discriminate what is called action and to discriminate forbidden action and to discriminate inaction. Inscrutable is the way of karma. Karma is it is called gahana. Gahana means is very complicated, very confused, because we do not know what is action, what is forbidden action, what is that inaction state. Oh, action we know. We are from morning till now, we are always active. Eating, sleeping, walking, thinking, meditating, or arguing, whatever we do, it is all action, 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 action. So karma, but we have to understand what is karma and what is bikarma, which is forbidden action. What action we should not commit, which will lead us to more ignorance, more darkness, more suffering, more pain. And what is that state where there is no action, it is all peace and peace and peace. So three things have to be understood: action, inaction, forbidden action. Now, next verse 18, 289 page. Karmani akarmaja pashet akarmani cha karmaja karmani akarmaja pashet akarmani cha karmaja sabuddhiman manusyeshu sajukta krishna karmakrit sajukta krishna karmakrit. So karmanopi karmani akarmaja pashet. One sees karmani in action, the calmness and serenity. In karma, in action, in all our actions, one sees the inaction, means God, the divine, or no action. Action, body-mind is action. But I am not part of that. I am there. I am everywhere. I am consciousness. I don't participate into anything. The space does not participate into anything. In space there is fire, there is rain, there is wave, there is tsunami, everything happening in space. But space is undisturbed. So I, like space, infinite space, I don't do anything. But this action happens in the body-mind level. So, karmani in action, akarma means in action, japashyat means one who sees God or Brahman in action. Action is world, action is duality, action is creation. In Vedanta idea, we all know, Brahman is absolutely one, without a second. It has no beginning, no end, no middle, no time, no space, no causation there. But still, it's calm and serene and one, absolute one. And then when action comes by Maya, it appears to be varied and distinct. So in action, in this activity, it sees that calm, serene background of consciousness, Satchidananda, if that is one can see. And at the same time, in Brahman, all activity is going on. Both sides seeing that oneness, if one can see, then Sajukta, that person is perfectly understanding the truth, and yogi and Krishna Karmakrit means he has performed perfectly all his duties and actions and reached the goal. So he who sees inaction, and action in inaction, very, very difficult area. To see inaction. That means when you are acting, you feel I am not acting. It is the body-mind acting. The engine is working, you are not working. When you are driving the car, you are moving. But you are not moving. Actually, all the time what we do, we sit in the car, all the time. The car is moving. Car is taking a right turn, left turn. Car is crossing red light or it is green light, whatever. So, and its consequences are happening. But I am sitting in the car. You don't do anything excepting, think of yourself. We travel 500 miles, 300 miles, at 6 miles, 10 miles. What do? You sit in the car and pressing your gas pressure or whatever. You are doing this much and your wheel is, you are turning. And what you are doing? You are doing nothing. The machine is doing everything. So if one can see that in this action, I am in action. I don't do anything. The machine doing. So body is doing, eyes are seeing, ears are hearing. What you are doing? You are as consciousness there all the time, calm and serene behind. The observer. That's why it is called witness consciousness. It is called the Sakshi. It is called the Cheta. And Nirguna. It is beyond all gunas. So if one can see like that, in action, as if nothing is being done. Eternal peace reigns. There are examples. We'll see in your life of our Swamis. You may not have seen, but some of us have seen, say, Lokeshwarananda Swami. Tremendous action. But always you find, as if he has no action. We are fortunate to see such sadhus, holy men. Any time you go, as if he is waiting for you. He has no other work. But he is in the middle of tremendous action. How much work he does whole day, we cannot imagine, but how he is always in the mood that he is perfectly in peace. No problem can disturb him. Serious problems come running big institutions like Institute of Culture, starting an institution which is an all educational institution in Narendrapur that Swami created. You have to take 2 bus stops to finish the length of the institution on the roadside. So many institutions, blind academy, college, university, rural work, but you see that he is as if not doing anything. So he has mastered in action, inaction. Inaction, but his mind is then is in action, 2 separate words. He is finding inaction, 1 word. So activity is in the body and mind. Activity is not in my soul. So that he is expert in establishing himself in that knowledge. And all the other side, in contrary, in Brahman, every action is coming. In the ocean only waves come. So through every wave you see the ocean. And in the ocean you see the waves. In both ways you see oneness. So that is called the person who have succeeded in perfectly doing what is to be done, action. This is a very important point to understand this 18th verse on page 289. And that's why this book has taken a few pages to give the views from different spiritual teachers. First view is given from Shankara's point of view. Page 290, he has given the second, that is Ramanuja's point, how Ramanuja explained this. Third point is Madhva, dualistic explanation of this. And then you go, Sridhar Swami is explaining with a mixture of Jnana and Bhakti. Fifth point on page 92, it is Swami Vivekananda's idea. Sixth point he has discussed from the view of Sri Ramakrishna's idea. So he has given different view of looking at the same question from different perspectives. It's a little scholarly, but it will be from Advaita standpoint, from dualistic standpoint, qualified non-dualism, and Jnana, knowledge mixed with Bhakti, Sridhar Swami, from his standpoint, Sri Ramakrishna's holistic perspective, and Vivekananda's idea. So this point is a very serious point to understand. We'll read them. First, Shankara's idea. It will be a little tough, but you will have to understand. This background should be there, but you have the background. You are listening to Vedanta so many years. First point, he who sees inaction in action, and action in inaction, he is wise among men. He is a yogi, and he is accomplisher of everything. That is the verse, main verse. Bhagavan Krishna said that to Arjuna. That he or she who can sees inaction in action, and action in inaction. That person is wise and is a yogi, and he accomplishes everything. So now, what is this view? Shankara says, action is innate in Prakriti and inaction in Atman. Action, it's a Sankhya philosophy is coming, Vedanta philosophy is coming. What is Prakriti? 24 principles. What are 24 principles? 24 principles are 5 organs of perception, eyes, ear, etc. 5 organs of action, hand, feet, you do action. And 5 elements, air, water, fire, etc. 3 into 5. And 5 subtle elements. When you in your dream state, you see water, air, they are not this water, this not air. So this 5 times 4 is 20. 5 organs of perception or knowledge, 5 organs of action, hand, feet, etc. 10, then 5 gross elements, air, water, we are breathing air, drinking water, these 5 elements, earth, water, fire, space and fire. So 5, 5, 5 and subtle 5 elements which we enjoy in your dream. You have your dream water, you are drinking you are thirsty in your dream. You drink water there also, is it not? What water you drink? It is the subtle water. Anyhow, this is called 24 principle. This fundamental principle, these are all jada, it is all matter. And another 4, 5 times 4 is 20. What are the other 4? Your mind, your intellect, your ego and your memory. That constitute our physical part. Consciousness is behind it. So, these 24 cosmic principles, what I talked about in our body is made of what? Water, air, with food, earth element, air element, fire element, all this makes this body, physical body. So I see through the eyes, I work through the hand. In a dream world I also drink water, we eat food, we all have breathing there, we also breathe there in the dream. So these are called the subtle part of the air that we breathe in. Anyhow, so this 24 is your mind, your intellect, your ego and your memory. All these things are matter. They cannot function by themselves. As soon as the consciousness comes, or it comes in proximity to consciousness, this matter become active. So action is what? Think from this perspective. Action is happening in matter. Matter by itself cannot do any action. So when you see some action, what prompts this action? It is inaction. That is Brahman. That consciousness is allowing them to function. My eyes are seeing because of that consciousness. I am talking because of consciousness. My hand is moving because of consciousness. I am thinking because of consciousness. Otherwise, dead body. If the dead body remains, his physical thing, everything is here, it does not function. So, you will have to try to see in this action level, in the body-mind level, it is all matter, but it is only consciousness is the fundamental thing. That makes it move. So, in action, try to see inaction is Brahman. And in Brahman, in the ocean, you see, all the ripples are from there. See the all play of this creation. That means both ways see one unchanging reality, that is called God or Brahman. Then you are the right person who have succeeded in understanding the philosophy of life. So the former is kinetic, Prakriti, and in action is innate in Prakriti. That is kinetic, and latter is inaction, is static. One is the becoming, and other is the being. It is the being, it has become. That's the idea. The one has become many. How? By this trickery of Maya. And that is the action and inaction, another language of expressing that. One is perishable. What is perishable? All these 24 principles are perishable. Your body is perishable, mind is perishable, intellect is perishable. Intellect perishable means what, you know? A man of intelligence, oh, he is losing his mind. Intellect perishable. Physical body, we are all old. Physical body is perishable. We can, no one needs to tell about us. We are all reaching that age. So it is proving it, day and night telling, I am perishing. My knee is hurting, my hand is hurting. So this is giving a notice all the time. It is perishable, perishable, perishable. So these are perishable. And the other means the being, becoming is perishable. But being is the reality, imperishable. The ignorant are confused, being unable to distinguish between these two. We don't see God anywhere, we don't see consciousness anywhere. We see the functionality of the hand, feet, tongue, eyes. I saw, eyes, I understand. You told me like that. I remember in the memory, remembering faculty. All you are talking, they are all confused. How you are, it is all matter, it has no power unless consciousness is behind. Undivided consciousness. That is the Atman. So Atman is immortal. Atman is manifesting through your action. So when you see action, you remember whose power? Who is making? Who is making? Unless you get into the car, your car does not start. You are the starter. You put your key and turn it, and then the engine starts. You are the starter. If you are not there, engine cannot start by itself. So therefore, this is an engine. It does not start unless some starter has put the key and started like that. So consciousness is the reality behind. Action is performed by his process. His power is manifesting through the engine. So if you understand the activity of the body, you think it is the power of Atman. See Atman in action. And in Atman, action. There in the ocean is not there, waves and ripples cannot be conceived of. So, being unable to distinguish between these two, what happens? The ignorant people are confused, as we are all confused. A passenger is running in a train, mistakes the nearby trees as if running in the opposite direction. Here motion is attributed wrongly to the motionless. That sometimes we make a mistake, no? And unmindfully you are sitting on the window seat in a train, and the train is high speed. You feel all the trees are rushing back, as it were. Trees are not rushing back, they are stable thing. But it gives an opposite idea. So, action is seen in inaction. Inaction is the trees, the station, the people on the side. They are standing there. Your train is moving, but it is giving the opposite concept, that they are running back and I am sitting over here. In a boat drive, sometimes it happens. You feel that your boat is static and the other things are running away in the backside. So this is a wrong superimposition. It's called superimposition. Action is seen in inaction due to ignorance. A person on the shore mistakes a sailing ship at a distance in the sea as if it is standing still in one point. No? From a distance, if you see a vast ship, and sometimes you tell it is as if it is standing there, but it is moving. So the movement is imposed on the non-moving, and moving is thought to be unmoved. What is moving, we think it is not moving. These are all moving. Everything is changing, but that unchanging we cannot see. And in an unchanging, everything is in the unchanging that I don't see. So, here inaction is seen in action. Thus, it is seen that action and inaction in nature do not always present themselves in their true perspective. The characteristics, the one, are often imposed on the other due to ignorance. This is called in Vedanta we call odhyaso, superimposition. We superimpose one's quality on the other. Ignorant man thinks of himself as the body. Now I work, now I rest. Thus does he transpose the function of the Prakriti on the Atman. Mistaking the non-self for self is ego. There is an agency in the ego. The agency-laden egotistic person may sitting quietly, abandoning all his duties. Even in that inert state, he is verily doer of karma. Suppose one is sitting simply, but he is in action, because his mind is active. No one can stop for a moment without thinking. This ignorant condition is designated as action in an action. In contrast with this, there is no trace of egoism in the man of self-realization. While the body works incessantly, the self remains as witness. Atman is the non-wise entangled in karma. The sense of overwork, underwork, or neglect of duty is not in the knower of the self. Knower of the self, the witness consciousness, it does not do anything, it is there. Wi-Fi is there only. But taking the help of Wi-Fi, your whole world of knowledge comes up in the computer, no? You don't see even Wi-Fi. But if Wi-Fi is not there, your computer will be dysfunctional. So, here is the same. The sense of the overwork, underwork, the machine is working, I am working on the computer for 1 hour. It will not happen unless there is the presence of the Wi-Fi. Similarly, this supreme position is recognized as inaction in action. Only then who have attained the self-knowledge, and they who are on the right path of self-knowledge can be in this benign state. So, who can reach that state? Who have practiced long time this way of thinking, that the body is working, mind is working, but the consciousness is undisturbed, no? Unchanging. And all action is happening because of this presence of that Atman, the self, the divine consciousness within. So we have to see, to raise our karma into the divine level, to see in every action the presence of the Atman, and in the Atman the whole universe. In every action, every movement, feel the presence of God, and God, in God everything is there. God in everything, and in God everything. So this is the way to get out of the karma, according to Sankara. Next time we will read what Ramanuja says, qualified non-dualism, and then what Madhacharya says, dualistic philosopher, what he speaks about, and then we will think the modern thinkers, Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and Vivekananda. Okay? So, how to remain calm, that is the point. How to make the life blissful is the question. We are handling technical term, action in action too much. Brain is getting little troubled. But the question is that this is only showing us how we can be ever blissful in our all activities. Performing all our actions, how can we be peaceful, how can we be eternally undisturbed. So that is the path saying, try to see the actionless Atman in everyone. And in actionless Atman, all activity going on there. So you are nowhere. Why do you get involved into it? Why do you cry? Why do you become full of anxiety, worries? Nothing, you are do nothing. It's a Prakriti. It's a robot. Now robot, and you charge the robot and tell him, okay, he will mop the floor. He is doing his action. Are, why are you thinking I doing? Robot does not think. You purchase from this market and get a robot for your mopping the floor, or then it does whole night it is working. But does he feel that I have worked so much? Action can be done without ego. These are examples. And I have given the example of Swami Sarvadevananda Maharaj and others. There are so many comes in my mind. So those who have done, we cannot think that much activity is possible for a person every day, 365 days, with full smile and cheerfulness, as if nothing has happened. Serious questions, serious problems. Here comes, they take our action and detach. Whatever comes, good comes, bad comes, okay. That is the way to live in life. No? Gita is a practical book. Gita is not teaching you to go to the forest and sit like a yogi. Gita is saying, be in action, be in your everyday action, be responsible for everything, and at the same time enjoy freedom. That is our path, practical book. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.